I'm especially pleased to introduce our commencement speaker this afternoon. Given the extent of her professional accomplishments, it's difficult to believe that just a few years ago, 1969 to be precise, she graduated from Rhode Island College with a Bachelor of Arts degree in liberal arts. She went on to receive her law degree from Catholic University and was admitted to the Rhode Island Bar in 1972. In 1973, she was admitted to the federal bar. She has had experience in the private practice of law, taught courses in business law, served as Assistant United States Attorney, and as a Commissioner on the Workers' Compensation Commission. In 1984, she became a Justice of the Superior Court of Rhode Island, where just a decade earlier, she served as law clerk. I now present our commencement speaker, the Honorable Alice B. Gibney, Justice Gibney.
Thank you, President Guardo, honored guests, faculty, graduates, family, and friends. I've been battling a cold and laryngitis all week, so you will be spared a lengthy and tortuous commencement address. My congratulations to all the graduates. If anyone had told me in 1969 that I would one day be invited back to my alma mater to receive an honorary degree, I would have been incredulous. The fact that I am being so honored illustrates that diligence, perseverance, and good luck do provide certain rewards. The years 65 through 69 do seem like yesterday to me, but much has changed at this college since then. In 1965, names such as Gage and Willard and Thorpe were very real presences on campus, and not merely the names of buildings. The courses of study offered then were nowhere near as broad and varied as they are today. I have seen some familiar faces today, some of whom I associate with pleasure and some with pain. I remember with great pleasure the challenge and enjoyment of each history course taught by Dr. Stan Lemons, and the exuberance and the enthusiasm he brought to the classroom. On the other hand, I see Dr. John Nazarian, whom I had for freshman math, which I might add was mandatory at that time, and which I also might add took me 4 years to complete. It is testimony to Dr. Nazarian's patience and my perseverance that we both finally put that course behind us. But to this day, after 3 years of law school, 10 years of private practice, and 4 years on the bench, I still have a recurring dream that I receive a telephone call from the college administration telling me that the degree awarded in '69 is defective, that I am, in fact, one math quiz short of a degree, and that it will be administered later that morning in Craig Lee by Dr. Nazarian personally. To have graduated in the 60s was to have graduated at a time when jobs were scarce and unpopular war was being fought, and the civil unrest resulting from that war and other of society's ills was rampant. It was a time of causes, and no one seemed untouched. Now, in 1986, you graduated at a time of economic prosperity, a positive social climate, a renewed sense of patriotism, and relative quiet in the land. But I suggest to you, as you accept your degrees and embark upon your careers, that you should seek causes, that there is a continuing, sometimes desperate need for people of commitment and compassion. Blessed with education, you should address yourselves in your own manner and at your own pace to helping solve those issues which should gnaw at our collective conscience: hunger, poverty, disease, and ignorance. It is my hope that each of you, in addition to prospering within our society, also contributes to society. Just by virtue of being here, we have been privileged. We have had the opportunity to develop and broaden our intellects and heighten our awareness of the world in which we must all live. Rhode Island College has helped each of us acquire and develop the tools necessary to reach our personal and professional goals. We are equipped with an excellent education, and we must apply that education and its benefits toward bettering our own society. In the 60s, there was a social consciousness which was widespread and very public. The urgency felt at that time dictated that those issues of greatest concern be dealt with at that time, and they were. It was unspoken then, but widely felt, that resolutions to troubling issues and problems would not be left just to the politicians. Action was taken, and results were achieved. And just as in the 60s, not all of us were able to take a truly activist role, for example, join the Peace Corps or VISTA, due to constraints of time, finances, or personal obligations. It did not mean then and does not mean today that our dedication locally is any less important, that we cannot contribute significantly to our communities, schools, and fellow citizens. During the past year or so, our senses have been assaulted by the horrors of hunger and starvation in Ethiopia, racism and violence in South Africa, and terrorism around the world. Without minimizing those horrors, I suggest to you that you need not venture far from this campus to witness a microcosm of those horrors within the general citizenry. Come to my courtroom on any given day and witness the byproducts of poverty, ignorance, and violence. More often than not, the common denominator among victims and accused alike is lack of education, lack of opportunity, lack of any true positive influence. It is an American tragedy that people cannot read, cannot write, cannot dial a telephone, cannot acquire the very basic skills necessary to function positively in this society. But that is a fact of life, and our court system is congested with such individuals. For the end result of the frustration and anger and hopelessness is too often crime, and the wages of crime are visited upon all of us, if not directly as its victims, then indirectly as taxpayers. It behooves us then, if out of selfishness if nothing else, to do whatever we can to alleviate the problem. So do not take your education for granted. Use it to the best advantage to affect as many people as possible. Change does not occur without inconvenience. So as you prosper, do not forget the truly less fortunate. Try to convert your conscience into appropriate action. Your opportunities, thanks to this college, are limitless. I wish you all the very best for a very happy and successful future. Thank you.
Thank you, Justice Gibney, not only for the humorous remembrance of your college days, but a call to higher order goals for all of us, including the new graduates.